But my nickname is Lil Magic. Y'all know who Lil Magic is? Yeah.
No.
Lil Magic is a little slow girl from In Living Color.
No.
Who played Lil Magic?
Lil Magic. That's funny.
I'm gonna tell you why, and it's perfect because we were talking
nickname though.
Divergence and stuff. So they'd be like in the shop, it used to always be like, "Hey Imani, why do we call you son?" And I'd respond and I'd be like, "Cause I shine like one." Like,
oh, that's so cute.
But that's what Lil Magic would do, or that's what she would do in the actual thing. So like it was like her mom would parade her around like, "My daughter can do such and such and such and such," and they'd be like, she'd be like the ruthless mom, like, "No, you did not choose my daughter," and da 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 da. But her daughter was literally slow, like she was neurodivergent. She was spectrum or whatever, and we used to have open conversations in the shop about anything because it was a safe space for me. I could talk to Chris, I could talk to the boys about almost anything in that realm, and they're either going to be like, "Oh, Imani's on her crazy shit again," or like, "Let's look this up, like let's actually talk about it." So one day he came in after smoking and he was like, I watched In Living Color and your new name is Lil Magic." So that's literally, even in interviews, I say it in Color Outside the Lines where I'm like, "Yeah, my name's Lil Magic," or something like that. And it's literally shout out.
So cute though. Oh my God, you had a cute ass nickname. You know what my nickname was? And it wasn't even personal. I had a nickname that all the apprentices had. They called us the Gimp from like Pulp Fiction. Yeah, I was the Gimp. They'd be like, "Go get the Gimp." And I'd come and I'd clean everybody's shit up. I was the Gimp.
That's what, yo, I'm about to squad. Like, yes.
There should be a term for this, like ethical hazing, because I don't think that it's healthy to take that shit completely out. It serves a purpose.
That's fair. I kind of like the term ethical hazing. Like
ethical hazing is important because it helps you weed out the people who are not serious. It does. And it helps
mm-hmm. It's almost like pricing out clients who wouldn't be serious about tattoos. So you price out apprentices by
weeding out the weak.
I like that term, pricing out apprentices.
Apprentice.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. I like that.
Ooh, we are having some very important discoveries. I like this. I like that. This is making me feel very supported, and I appreciate this so much, Imani.
No problem. I'm actually opening up my apprenticeship space at $5,000, and I think I might actually use that term, pricing out apprenticeship. What Chris was saying, if we looked at the timeline from the other interviews, Chris, Yada, and Sean, we were all saying that, the first 5 years after your apprenticeship, you're pretty much just a tattooer. You're not really a tattoo artist. And within those next 5 to 10 years, you're pretty much learning your process where you become more of a tattoo artist and what that looks like. So you're not just churning them out. Now you're just like, okay, but hello, I have a voice. There are some things that I want to actually tattoo, and these aren't it. I don't want to do wings. I don't want to do your cross, your scorpion tattoo, and panthers coming down your thigh. But if I did, and how would I make it my own type of deal? And then literally from that 10-year mark to maybe like to that 15 to 20-year mark is when you're really like, I would like to be moderately booked, and you're really setting a standard to train your customers on how to treat you as a human, not just as a business, and then also retraining yourself from being in the industry for so long to
you speaking on the customer when when you're
you breaking up.
He's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do that. That's how you know you're a tattoo artist. When your clientele is telling other people that want tattoos from it, what you're not
gonna do. They become your gatekeepers, and you're like, "Thank you so much." My client. Listen, I be here for it. They be like, I'm sorry, but I'm just not letting anybody close to you. And I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh yeah, they're real protective. Like I always wonder, like one of my clients gather on show off their tattoos and post them all on social media, and then they tell me straight up, we don't want nobody to stop us from getting you. We don't want you to be so booked up we can't get in the chair. And I was like, wow, y'all okay? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Selfish and protective at the same time. Like this is
Right.
get on my nerves.
Yeah, it's well, both of y'all said a key word, and I've been hearing this word for years, and it's balance. You definitely have to.
Yeah.
I think we definitely need to. I don't think apprenticeships really should be free anymore in 2022. Like, and this new, I don't think they should be.
No, I don't think they should have ever been free. Like we've been hustled the gambit of going to college and stuff. If we would break our backs to pay for that, then we should definitely consider what it looks like to pay for an apprenticeship. If a tattoo artist or if I say a tradesman, because there are apprenticeships for tons of other things. Tradesman is really willing to download everything that can help you not cut corners, but not have 20 years worth of trauma instilled into you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like literally like to shortcut some of those things to really get to the meat and potatoes. Mine is sustainability systems. So literally, and I was saying earlier, like, you know, the apprenticeships I'm rolling out, they're going to be $5,000. And that's only because what I taught Chelity first was how to build her personal brand to sustain herself. So she $5,000 in less than a year as a college student. And that was literally just on some, I just did what you told me to do. And that was, so she didn't want to do anything extra to buy her tattoo supplies. No problem. I'll tell you how to build a personal brand and hustle your art. That way you get learning, so you can better your art skills, build your portfolio, and you can also, you know, fill yourself out, you know, to work towards your actual apprenticeship. I call it being shop ready, and most people don't come shop ready. So it's that grueling part of like, you know, I'm working for free, but now I gotta go to here and take myself out of the art realm. And like that alone is mentally taxing. You know, and now I gotta serve these people, but I really want to just be drawing. You know, I'm not even in this space. I'm just doing it for the money, but eating up, and you're still not happy, and it still affects how you perform as an apprentice. You know, how you actually show up as an apprentice. I told her that by the time she'd been with me since her freshman year of college. And my worry was her getting through college. So we made her graduating a mandatory part of her apprenticeship. And her sustainability, like she had to show receipts. Like I have a customer base. Like I taught her how to build her little funnel. So her business was working on the back end while she worried about school. Build her customer base, and you know, she served them and sold to them on the back end. And then, you know, and I wouldn't know until she was moving into her apprenticeship, and she was like, yeah, so I made my budget, these are the things that I want to get, because she had to have like her little list of, you know, of supplies. I give her a list. I prefer to give a list of supplies, and then let you find your way in the things that feel good for you. So like, you know, you're going to need tattoo machines. Try and get at least 2 type of deal. But, you know, look at tattoo machines that like don't get the same 2 tattoo machines. Get 2. You know, they're going to run 2 different ways. You're going to want to learn how to tweak them to your own specifications. You know, a workhorse iron is going to run different from a Mickey Sharps. You know what I mean? Like these things, literally just like, so you can actually fill things out, but choose which brands you want. Choose which ones you actually want to start with and stay with those for a few years. But other than that, like she's like, yeah, like I made a killing just doing the first things you told me to do. And I was like, oh, this works.
Yeah.
You know,
that's another thing, girl. Yeah. A system proving results. And you have a network. Swiss told me, Swiss brought that up. Your network has a value. And he felt like that also should be included. Like when you charge for an apprenticeship, it's also the network. You know, that person's going to get plugged in now with everybody that you know.
Yeah.
That's your face is their currency, or your name is their currency. That's their that's their hookup, where they're going to eat off that. And he was like, that's worth the value, that's.
Yeah. In personal branding, it's the same as charging somebody for a logo. That person is going to eat off that logo that you designed and be recognized from that logo for a very, very long time. That logo is bring in a whole lot of money. You should probably get paid on the front end for what you're about to do for changing this person's life literally forever.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like that's like how you brought up. You guys have trouble with your apprentices pricing. Like, is that a thing that?
Yeah, definitely. Pricing is a problem. It's the eternal struggle sometimes. It's the problem now is when dealing with new artists is it's the keeping up with the Joneses with them. They looking at they peers and they trying to keep up with the social media likes and comments and stuff like that, and they reading people bio where they put 150 minimum, 200 an hour, stuff like that. That's what they're trying to keep up with. That's what they're trying to understand where they set the standard at for their tattooing, which it's a lot of variables in that situation, and you could definitely kill your career if you don't know how to manage that. If you come out the gate talking about I want to do $100 an hour, and you have somebody that's better than you right next to you that's doing $50 an hour, you're not going to get anybody.
Right.
So when I first started, I did whatever the OG shops did. That's what I did when I first started. I looked at the OG shop down the street from me. If they were charging $60 for piercing tongues, I was charging $60 for piercing tongues. If they went down to 40, I went down to 40. I did what, the shops that have been there for 10, 20 years, I did everything what they did.
That makes sense. I'm always looking for marketing, and I'm like, why is he going up today? But it's going to go down. Like in the years of like literally just being in your care and being peers and such, I've always looked at that, and that makes so much sense. Like, I love it.
So it's a lot of variables in the situation. You, like I said, if you can hang yourself out the gate, you get all this you get caught up in social media, and now you want to charge $200 an hour, and you only been tattooing 5 years. Yeah. I tell them all the time. I like just compare yourself to 5, 10 of your friends around you. The majority of your friends, 90% of your friends only make $85 a day. If you make that, then you're doing good. If you double that, you're doing excellent. Just try to govern yourself, comparing yourself to the person out there busting their ass for 8 hours a day in the sun, probably out in the elements, dealing with all kinds of stuff, and they coming on with less than 85 after taxes, and you sitting in the air conditioning, you drawing up, you hurting people for a living, like, come on now.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Just try to maintain, and then you have to look at your clientele. Like, we all not. That's what I do. I tattoo on regular people. I don't tattoo on superstars and people that make millions of dollars. I tattoo on regular people. So for them to drop $300-$400 on me at one time, I have to imagine how much they've been saving to do that. And if it took them 6 months to save that, and I'm not going to see them for another 6 months, that's not going to work for me. I need to see you often. You know, I'm not going to, you know, I can't, I can see we're doing something extreme where you have to do sessions and we have to do that. But if you come and get something, I'm not trying to take all your money, so I won't see you for another 6 months.
What kind of clients do you serve, Brandon?
Military.
I had a customer recently. She was like, "You raised your prices." Yes. Well, I don't want to work with your apprentice because it's your hand. Well, she's learning under me. She's definitely got my hand because I made her do a lot of my drawings that you probably didn't even know. And you probably thought that was my shit.
Right.
You know, there's that. But then also, you know, she's just like, well, what her price is going to be, whatever she say. But I can guarantee you, whatever you don't want to pay with me, you'll probably do better with her. And you'll still, like, I can guarantee the quality here. Like in this,
right.
I can guarantee the quality of that. But you know, there's that.
Yeah, that you know, yeah, that's a way to. That's definitely, especially with people that you surround yourself with. You know, you could. I'm not gonna say you push your customers off on them, but they have to understand. Like, if you work with this person, as a person in your shop, they definitely are learning from you, and they have the ability to do almost what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Not, you know, you definitely crafted your style to a certain point, and the people around you are crafting their styles at the same time, but they're getting the best of it because they're surrounded by you.
Mm-hmm.
They're not winging it on their own. And if need be, they can come ask you. I got my artists come ask me all the time, like, what's the color process? What needle I should use? You know, they're not just fly by. You're not about to get a crappy tattoo. You're not about to get a Kirk tattoo, but you're not about to get a crappy one.
Oh, it's really interesting to see where people are like, you're the artist, like you're the person who started this. And it's like, yes, they're learning my actual process though. So however I actually process the art and process this job, from meeting the customer to actually doing the tattoo, they're learning that. So in learning that, they're also going to pick up art style and all of that good stuff. It's nothing like Chelidy's always, she likes the fact that I scrape to do my drop shadows. Like I don't do like a shaded drop shadow. Like I literally on the skin, so you get all of that rake from all of the needles and that space in between. It heals magically, and I'm not harming the do it. And she's like, I gotta learn this. So like she's been, you know, practicing that on customers. I'm like, look at you in these drop shadows. But that's something she's been attracted to in what I do since we met, actually. So every time she's like, you doing drop shadows today? I gotta learn it. Like that's what I got. Like, I'm like, who are you? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, they're learning from you, and the thing about it is they're learning faster. What took you 15, 20 years to learn, they getting it in 2.
Right.
You know, they didn't have to go through all the stuff we had to go through, man. They getting it quicker than we ever could.
Yeah.
And I try to make them understand that. What took me 23 years, you're gonna get in a shorter time.
Yeah.
Because I done went through the trial and error. I know what works. I know what red ink works. I know what purple ink works. You don't have to experiment. You don't have to guess.
That part.
And they use everything that I use. Like everybody in my shop uses the exact same stuff I use, from ointment to whatever they clean the tattoo off with. We all use the same stuff.
Same thing. That's
because I done did it. I done went through it. I know what works and what was not gonna work. I'm not about to let you sit up there and fail when I'm sitting right next to you. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, use that white ink. It stays.
Oh my gosh, that part. I'm gonna peace out in a second for a little while because Jabari is on. We got another talk at 5. I was gonna be like, if we go till 5 and he just end up in the room, but my introversion.
But yeah, I gotta go back in this dentist office. But you could let me know. I'll tap in anytime. Yeah. Today was just kind of hectic because the person I co-parent with, like, telling me stuff happens the day of instead of